best times in your life?
Oh, yeah, easily.
Who did you dress up as?
Well, I didn't go that far, but it was good
But there are
times.
so many good weather characters. And how about some questionable weather in Boston on Sunday for the Seafood Fest?
Yeah, that's right. Watching the threat for some storms to roll on in. Hopefully we can duck and dodge them and we can enjoy some good seafood.
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty yummy. Let's take a look at what's going on in Atlanta. Okay, how did I not know that Ice Cream Fest was going on?
I think we both were surprised about this,
I
actually.
think we both have changed our afternoon
And now we're like,
plans.
we gotta go get some ice cream.
We've got 90 degrees, so you need that ice cream to help you stay cool because we have got sunshine in the forecast, finally.
And another one that we would love to be at. So you get the picture here. We like a little food. We like a little drink.
We're
Like pop
liking the
culture.
cold beverages.
Yes, the 4th annual Daiquiri Festival in New Orleans. Looking for some sunshine, mixing in with a few clouds. No threat for real rain shower and thunderstorm activity. Pretty nice.
I think next year around this time, you will not find you or I here. We'll either be in New Orleans at the Daiquiri
At the
Festival,
5th annual,
or we
yep.
will be at Comic-Con in San Diego.
I like those plans.
Yeah, we've got plans next year, so don't plan on us.
All right, let's take you to Harrington, Delaware, the Delaware State Fair.
Yeah, we've got temperatures that look pretty good. Later on this afternoon and this evening, though, be aware if you're heading out to the State Fair that you don't really want to be on any of those tall rides. Maybe the Ferris wheel, not a good idea. Got the thunderstorms in the forecast.
Yep, that'll be a little bit later on this evening. All right, well, you know what? Today is National Dance Day. So we're bringing in the next crew. We got Kyla, Mark in here, and we've got to show
We
a
came
few
to dance.
moves, right?
Yeah, you know.
These are all of them. These are all my moves right
what's
here.
your go-to move?
I can do-
Ask us
yeah.
mine.
The snakes. Everybody, do the right.
Yeah, that's too much moves. I can do the step touch. I can do the white boy step touch.
I'm so
Right?
sick and well my grocery
Yeah,
store.
yeah.
Groceries. You know, I've got really good moves. I don't know if you know
On a
that.
totally unrelated note, I want to see Alex as Mr. Spock. I just want to see it happen.
I don't even know what that is, so you're going to have to
Mr.
show me.
Spock? No, not the dance move at Comic-Con. I want you to be Spock.
Oh, I could do that. I
completely
could do that.
unrelated.
Yeah.
All right, let's
But
maybe
hey,
I'll do the robot.
We hope that you
Oh,
are
nice.
dancing into your weekend. They're up next. Adios.
My robot's gonna like smack your robot.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under mostly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. High 88. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, a stray thunderstorm or two this evening, otherwise partly cloudy. Low 77. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Coming up on Weather Center Live, severe weather across much of the Midwest. Who will get hit the hardest, when, and how it will impact your weekend?
And an EF0 tornado packing 80-mile-per-hour winds tore through Florida, flipping 2 small planes and damaging a hangar at the air park. Could more be on the way?
Plus, speaking of severe weather, it can strike at any time and any place. Would you know what to do when the alarm sounds in the middle of the night as you sleep? Details straight ahead.
And welcome into Weather Center Live. I'm Mark Elliott.
And I'm Kyla Grogan. We've calmed down the dancing. We're ready to get to the weather. And we want to get right to it because we've got a lot going on.
Yeah, our severe weather expert and storm specialist, Dr. Greg Postel, is standing by.
He is. And Dr. Postel is going to outline the 3 biggest threats for today and tell us why the overnight hours are going to be especially dangerous, Dr. P.
Yeah, I mean, the thunderstorms, I think, that we form later on today are going to last all night long and be severe with very high winds, a real possibility. But you know what? We actually have some pretty nasty storms ongoing right now in parts of South Dakota. Look at this right here, not far from Sioux Falls. See those clouds flying by from left to right on your screen? Those are some high-level winds, just giving you an idea of how fast the winds aloft are. A lot of dynamics in play today. But let's look at some of these storms because these are pretty ferocious here moving toward the southeast. They've got that classic hook shape. This is a supercell, no doubt about that. It is being warned for the possibility of producing golf ball-sized hail and wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour for the counties of Charles Mix, Douglas, and Hutchinson until 10:30 a.m. Central Time. Moving toward the southeast, you can see the movement. That's got a really very beautiful, at least meteorologically speaking, hook echo right in there, a sign that the updraft is rotating pretty ferociously there. Now, we also have some radar estimated hail sizes of over 3 inches, and that is moving again very close to the city of Parkston. So if you're in that vicinity, watch out for large hail and a big thunderstorm with huge winds moving through. Farther to the south over Kansas, we earlier had a big cluster of storms, but that has since weakened. But what is associated with that is an upper level circulation, a little subtle feature that we're going to watch the progress of later today as it moves eastward across the Midwest, because later on today, it will likely lift the atmosphere out ahead of it and promote some new thunderstorm development in a place where not much is going on right now. So you got to keep a close attention to this part of the world, where much of the afternoon will be pretty quiet because of a mid-altitude warm layer cap. It will be in place. Warm temperatures aloft will help suppress thunderstorm development for hours to come in this region. But later on, as that cold front moves from the southeast, those storms near South Dakota, those are associated with the cold front. They run into some of this very humid air, and we will end up with some large thunderstorms with the possibility of producing some tornadoes. We got some pretty high torcons here, 4s and 5s across the region. I think, though, the primary hazard here we'll be dealing with will be the high winds and the big hail as those storms move through, beginning really in earnest 5, 6, 7 o'clock Central Time, local time, and then you can see they kind of merge and congeal and form a nasty, what's called an MCS, mesoscale convective system, which will likely bring some high winds with it as it rolls across parts of Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, even West Virginia, and even maybe getting into Pennsylvania. Again, this is going to last through much of the night, and look at the shape of what the models are putting out. That backward sea suggests there's some high winds with this as it rolls quickly eastward. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Doc. You know, and eventually these storms get right back into the northeast corridor. Here's a look at Philadelphia right now. Kind of a hazy sky. We had some scattered showers moving through, but it's really going to be a summertime weekend for you. Humidity on the increase, some popcorn storms, and then the storm threat really on the increase from late Sunday into Monday when that stuff that Dr. Postel was just telling us about gets all the way into the northeast corridor. So yes, more storms on the way to the northeast. In Philadelphia, here's some of those showers that have already been going through the region. They're ending, and the rest of the day should be okay. But spotty storms hit or miss, not only for the afternoon into the night, but also into Sunday. Popcorn storms, classic summer weekend weather, right? Because here's some of those high clouds and light showers that are moving through. This high pressure off the coast, it's protecting us from seeing the worst of the weather for now. But that high moves away, and then the stronger storms move in. So scattered storms will be ending today, but look what's off to the west. That's the severe weather zone that we were watching across the plains. That'll be on the way in. We've got the jet stream dip that'll be pushing towards the northeast Sunday into Monday. An area of low pressure rides along that jet stream right into the northeast, bringing with it more moisture from the south, so the humidity will be really on the increase. You'll feel this one, and that cold front will be enough to kind of pick up that moisture and kick off the storm. So here we go again. Tomorrow, strong storms rolling in towards I-95, including D.C., Philly, New York, eventually Boston. By the end of the day, you too could see some of those storms. And by Monday, this low really kind of slow to leave. So we're still going to be dealing with scattered showers and storms on Monday here across the northeast corridor. It will be humid until that next front makes its way on through. For New York City, it is going to rain dry for most of the day, a chance of a late day storm, but the severe weather really comes in later on. Tonight, showers moving in late with some heavy rain possible, and it's tomorrow with your severe weather threat, a low tornado threat, but wind and hail possible, Kyla.
All right. Thank you, Mark. Let's head to Oklahoma, and we're talking about the University of Oklahoma, where they are home of the Sooners, where they are dealing with incredible heat under a heat advisory today. Temperature about 86 degrees, but the dew point is 70 already. So it is hot and about to get hotter. We are talking incredible heat in the plains this weekend, not just for those of you in Oklahoma, but also in places like Texas and even into the Four Corners, as our large area of high pressure is in control. Our jet stream staying well to the north, and that means highs 5 to 10 degrees above average in places like Oklahoma City and Dallas. Take a look at this today. These are the highs. 101 in Amarillo. You can see that triple digits there in Dallas and Abilene. And look at Wichita, 106. When you factor in the dew points, which are mostly in the upper 60s, but a few in the 70s like Little Rock, this is what it feels like. Yeah, 113 in Wichita, 108 in Oklahoma City. Look at Amarillo, 104 in Dallas. It's going to feel like 106 today. So we have these heat advisories up. Wichita, Oklahoma City, and Wichita Falls, Tulsa, you're under an excessive heat warning. And take a look at this, Tulsa. These are your feels like temperatures going up to 107. Mark.
Thanks, Kylie. No, the Southeast getting a break, but you'll have to keep the umbrella handy and enjoy the weekend while you can. It'll be a wet start to the work week for many in the South. We'll show you when and where those showers move in. And speaking of rain, yet another cold front is plunging through the plains with showers and a big drop to those temps that Kylie was just talking about. We'll show you where next.
The best part of coming together is how delicious it can be. Hershey's S'mores, the unmistakable taste that reminds us that life is delicious.
Fact. Every time you take Advil liquid gels, you're taking the pain reliever that works faster on tough pain than extra strength Tylenol. And not only faster, stronger too. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil.
Why do you want to shop the all-new electronics department at Walmart? Because you need to take your game to the next level. So, we did too. Because you need to hear beats. To truly hear beats. Because you need GoPro cameras to go do whatever you do like a pro. Because you need to watch things here or here. We've got what you need in our new electronics department. Over 1,000 more of the latest tech products from all the best brands. The tech you want, online and in-store. Save money, live better. Walmart.
At the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, discover the gold standard of luxury hybrids with the most complete hybrid line of any luxury automaker, including the fuel-efficient CT and ES hybrids. This is the pursuit of perfection.
So we're all set? Yep. With Xfinity Internet, your family can use all their devices at once. Works anywhere in the house, even the garage.
Max, what's going on?
We're doing a tech startup. We're streamlining an algorithm. We're going public!
The fastest in-home Wi-Fi for your entire family. The X1 Entertainment Operating System. Only from Xfinity.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under mostly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 88. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 77. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather Channel drops you into nature's deadliest predicaments and asks, so you think you'd survive? Oh my God! Premiering Sunday, August 10th at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Are you sure we should take this billboard down? People find out State Farm does car loans as well as they do insurance. Our bank is through. Good point. Grab an edge.
Look, there's 2 guys on the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
No, for real, there's 2 dudes on the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
Breaking news from the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
Seeing 2 men that have climbed the Borrow Better banking sign.
Gentlemen, please get down from the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign. Phil, get the hose.
Okay, he's getting the hose. All right, let's go.
Talk to a State Farm agent about car loans that can save you hundreds. That's borrowing better.
Fast on a rough road, riding high through the mountains, climbing, twisting,
drive. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Welcome back to Weather Center Live, and we are looking in on a hot Atlanta. Yeah, blue sky, severe clear across the southeast. Really a nice break from the rain because it has been kind of off again, on again, showers and storms for the Atlanta area. There is a cold front on the way. Both temperatures will drop and the showers will return. And it is hot out there, at least for now. Look at this in Atlanta, 93 for your high today, 95 in Nashville, 94 in Memphis. Tomorrow, more of the same, upper 90s, getting close to 100 in Nashville by the time we get into tomorrow. So there's a lot of heat here across the southeast, and that's without the humidity. You factor in that Gulf of Mexico moisture, and it will feel anywhere from 104 to 110 across the southeast states. And with all that humidity, it means summertime thunderstorms coming back. Plus, we got a cold front coming in, so that'll knock down those temperatures a good bit as well. Early in the week, this cold front comes on through, and along that front, especially along the I-10 corridor where it gets hung up, you're going to be stuck in those showers and storms for days. So Monday, here's the cold front. Atlanta, you'll see some storms, as will Montgomery. That'll start dropping your temperatures. By the time we work our way into the next couple of days, that front moves further south. So I-10 and much of Florida, you'll see those scattered storms for Tuesday and even on into Wednesday. Not all that much changing here. So we can see those temperatures falling here. Saturday and Sunday well into the low to mid 90s. Monday's the cold front day. And look at Tuesday, a low of 61 in Atlanta, Kyla. So that is a very impressive drop.
Indeed. Well, let's head to an impressive city. I'm talking about Dallas, 89 degrees, and we are about to heat up in the Big D today, no doubt about it. It's been kind of hot and sticky in this part of the country, but we do have some stormy weather coming your way. It's going to cool you down, and let's remember this is a part of the country that also is in need of rain, could use some rain to help the drought situation there. So stormy days ahead for the southern plains. Now this weekend, it's more about the heat, but as we get into Monday and even Tuesday, those hit or miss storms are going to start popping up in Dallas. You can see those temperatures, the big difference here by Thursday, a high of just 79 degrees in places that are flirting with triple digits today. So what's happening is a cold front is dropping into the deep south. So all of that cool air spilling down, meeting up with our warm, moist flow as it comes in, as we have a front that is stalled over the region. So we get that moisture moving on in, meeting up with that cool air, and we do get the stormy weather. So here's Tuesday. You can see those showers all the way from Amarillo down to Houston, including those of you in Dallas and Austin by Wednesday. Many of us still in the same pattern here. Oklahoma City, you'll be getting some of that rain as well. Those scattered thunderstorms coming in. And as you can see, it moves on over to Shreveport on Thursday. So a stormy week ahead, but also some much needed rain. And you can see pockets of 3 to 5 inches in Oklahoma. Many of us, though, looking more at the 1 to 2 inch rain, particularly as we get down into Dallas, we get down into parts of Texas. But take a look at this stormy weather. Oklahoma City heading your way in a place that is looking at 99 on Sunday. Will be in the 70s Wednesday and Thursday. Mark.
That is a nice change. And Kyla, check this out. This is what's known as a haboob, a dust storm that's moving through the southwest. Not that uncommon during monsoon season, but it's always amazing to see when these storms come through. Visibility less than a half a mile in Maricopa, just to the south of the Phoenix area. And you know what? If you do encounter dust, you got to pull over. You don't want to be driving on the road through that, that's for sure. And you know what? There is a chance of more of those. It is monsoon season. A quick look at your 7-day forecast here. Cold front and severe weather in the Midwest, but monsoonal storms here in the Southwest. That'll be a persistent feature here in the next several days. Tomorrow, our severe weather threat moves towards the East Coast and the Mid-Atlantic. And our cold front gets all the way down here across the southeast, kind of meets up with our Gulf of Mexico moisture and the haboob scenario with the monsoon moisture in the Southwest. So the next several days, it gets cooler in the east, but we'll watch the west increase in storms. Back after this.
Hey, I noticed your car's not in the driveway.
Yeah, it's in the shop. It's gonna cost me an arm and a leg.
That's hilarious.
Sorry.
Should have taken it to Midas. Get some of that Midas touch. They'll tell you what stuff needs fixing and what stuff can wait.
All right. Next time, going to Midas.
High five. Did not see that coming.
It's time to take a closer look at your tires. Get up to $160 back by mail on a set of 4 Goodyear, Cooper, and other select brands. Tires, brakes, oil, everything.
Ours is a world of passengers. The red eyes.
I'm really tired.
The transfers.
Well, that's kid number 3.
The co-pilots. All sitting, trusting, waiting for a safe arrival. Introducing the all-new Subaru Legacy, designed to help the driver and you care for the passenger in them. The Subaru Legacy. It's not just a sedan, it's a Subaru.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that taking pictures of your belongings helps when you have a claim? Or that Farmers offers a policy that'll replace your car with a new one if it's totaled within the first 2 model years? And that parking near a street lamp deters thieves. The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are Farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Call 1-800-FARMERS and see how much you could save.
Our oath isn't an empty gesture. It's the heart and soul of Terminix Nation. The Terminix Ultimate Protection Guarantee. 100% satisfaction or your money back. Not here, not now, not in my house. Terminix.
Do you remember the hassle of vacuuming before the Dyson Digital Motor? Before it gave the DC59 Motorhead powerful suction and perfect balance in your hand for cleaning those difficult-to-reach places? And before our direct drive cleaner head increased brush bar power by 75%, DC59 Motorhead outcleans the 5 best-selling full-size vacuums across carpets and hard floors without the hassle of a cord.
Hundreds of amateur astronomers gather at Cherry Springs to catch a glimpse of the stars in the Milky Way. They turn to the Weather Channel forecast to find clear skies and low humidity for the...
Your 16-year-old daughter studied day and night for a driver's test. Secretly inside, you hoped she wouldn't pass. The thought of your baby girl driving around all by herself was... You just weren't ready. But she did pass, because she's your baby girl. And now you're proud. A bundle of nerves proud, but proud.
Get a discount when you add a newly licensed teen to your Liberty Mutual insurance policy. Call 1-844-542-3781 to learn about our whole range of life event discounts, newlywed discount, new college graduate, and retiree discounts. You could even get a discount when you add a car. Call Liberty Mutual for a free quote today at 1-844-542-3781. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Lives. Nothing could be more heroic than that.
Please, call the number on your screen right now.
Only the Weather Channel drops you into nature's deadliest predicaments and asks, so you think you'd survive? Oh my God! Premiering Sunday, August 10th at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 88. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 77. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
We're going to take a live look, I should say, at a few cities that are in line for some very dangerous weather today. In fact, we have the chance of a tornado. So take a look at Indianapolis, Chicago, and Cleveland. And we look at the field there in Cleveland. That looks pretty nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, not too bad yet.
Yeah, but look at Chicago. You can see kind of the hazy atmosphere there, much brighter in Indianapolis, but it doesn't mean that you won't see this weather later today.
Yeah, there's a torcon of 4 in Indianapolis, and all 3 of these cities have that chance of severe weather. So we want to go now to our storm specialist, Dr. Greg Postel. A new watch has come out. Greg, what are you watching?
a watch. That'd be a severe thunderstorm watch out for parts of the northern plains. For this cluster of storms that's moving very rapidly toward the southeast across eastern South Dakota. Let's look at the satellite pictures. I can show you where this is right now, not too far away from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, right up in there. Let's have a close look at this cluster of storms that's got a very well-defined hook to it. That means it's rotating. The updraft is rotating. It's not tornadic, but it is spinning around pretty effectively, and it's got very large hail with this. The counties that are included in this severe thunderstorm warning are Bonhomme, Hutchinson, and Yankton until 10:35 a.m. Central Time. Again, that's just to the west-southwest of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. This storm has had a history of producing baseball-sized hail in Douglas County, South Dakota. So this storm means business. It's got some very strong winds, no doubt about that, with it as well, and a lot of lightning and very heavy rain. Look at some of these estimated sizes of hail according to the radar. And that matches up fairly closely with what we've seen in some of the ground observations across the region. So this is a big hailer moving southeastward across the Dakotas. Later on today, we're going to see more thunderstorms develop across parts of the Midwest, extending all the way from as far west as Kansas City through parts of the Northeast. Cities included like St. Louis, Chicago, Cincinnati, Detroit. Everywhere in between has a shot at seeing huge storms later on today, thanks in part to very unstable air that will develop across the region. Look at some of the highs that we've got. 100 in St. Louis, upper 80s and upper 90s will be common. And I think the most important part about the upper level winds will be how fast they are. They will be howling out of the west at about 60 miles per hour, just 15,000 feet above the ground. The winds won't be changing so much direction with height, but they will be increasing rapidly in speed with height, suggesting to me that high winds could be a big problem later on today. We do have torcons out there of 4 across parts of southwestern Indiana, 40% chance of a tornado within 50 miles of a point. And we're going to see the redevelopment and new development of thunderstorms across parts of Missouri and Illinois and Indiana later on today and tonight, merging into what's called an MCS, likely, mesoscale convective system. That's just a cluster of thunderstorms with high winds rolling southeastward across parts of Kentucky and the Midwest. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Doc. And a lot of these models say that these storms will continue on in that MCS through the overnight hours tonight.
Julie Martin shows us why it's important to plan now for what might happen while you sleep.
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
They are terrifying even in broad daylight. When a tornado hits in the middle of the night, there's little time to think. Harrisburg, Illinois is a perfect example. A tornado struck in the early morning hours on February 29th, 2012, killing 8.
Of course, we were sleeping, thinking, okay, we got to get up in the morning and go to work.
Alice Retzloff and her family survived thanks to her daughter. She'd stayed up all night following the radar and warnings on TV.
She came in about 4:30 and said, okay, we got to get in the basement. It's headed for us.
Remaining vigilant overnight is the best way to stay safe. You can't rely on a tornado siren to jar you from sleep. There's no national requirement for sirens, and many areas don't have them.
Having a NOAA weather radio or signing up for wireless alerts, even push notifications from the Weather Channel app can help keep you safe.
Being ready for this next severe system is critical, so go over your family's weather plan now. If you don't have a basement, be sure to seek shelter in a small, windowless first-floor interior room like a closet or bathroom. I'm meteorologist Julie Martin, the Weather Channel.
Some good advice. Well, nice weather today turns nasty tomorrow. Widespread showers and a significant severe threat where strong storms could bring hail and isolated tornadoes to the northeast.
Then they are the children forgotten. A close call in Florida leaves one officer urging change. The latest push to put an end to child hot car deaths. That coming up next.
In the nation, the safest feature in your car is you. Add Vanishing Deductible from Nationwide Insurance and get $100 off for every year of safe driving, which for you shouldn't be a problem. Just another way we put members first, because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Insurance.
Nationwide is on your side.
Hey, I'm Ted, and this is Rudy. Say hi, Rudy. I'd do anything to keep this guy happy and healthy. That's why I'm so excited about these new Milk-Bone brushing chews. I'm not the only one. It's a brilliant new way to take care of his teeth. Clinically proven as effective as brushing. Okay, here you go. Have you ever seen a dog brush his own teeth? The twist and nub design cleans all the way down to the gum line, even reaching the back teeth. They taste like a treat, but they clean like a toothbrush. Nothing says you care like a Milk-Bone brushing chew.
When the world grows too intrusive, escape to one that's all your own. With an interior that was named one of Ward's 10 best, the 2014 Acura RDX.
Visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the RDX.
Discover Card. Hey, I heard you guys can help me with fraud protection.
Yeah, we help with fraud protection.
We monitor every purchase every day and alert you if anything
Looks unusual.
Wow. You're really looking out for us. We are.
And if there are unauthorized purchases on your Discover Card, you're never held responsible.
Just to be clear, you are saying frog protection, right?
Yeah, fraud protection.
Frog protection.
Fraud protection.
Frog. Fraud. Frog.
Fraud.
I think we're on the same page.
We're totally on the same page.
At Discover, we treat you like you'd treat you. Fraud protection. Get it at discover.com.
What makes Lay's Kitchen different from the rest? We pride ourselves on bold, authentic flavors with the finest ingredients. Our vegetables are farm-grown and prepared with the passion they deserve. Tangy peppers unite with the sweetness of tomatoes and onions to create our exquisite mesquite barbecue flavor. The satisfying crunch and rich flavors of Lay's kettle-cooked chips. One taste and you're in love.
Go back to class with confidence. Right now at VisionWorks, buy one complete pair of glasses and get another pair free. Any frames, any lenses. Find more than a pair of glasses. Find a better you. VisionWorks.
Hundreds of amateur astronomers gather at Cherry Springs to catch a glimpse of the stars in the Milky Way. They turn to the Weather Channel forecast to find clear skies and low humidity for the best views of the cosmos.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 88. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 77. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Back. And Monday, the Weather Channel is the only place to find them. Coast Guard, Cape Disappointment. Monday nights at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Happy Saturday, everybody, and welcome into Weather Center Live. We're so glad they're spending part of their Saturday with us. That's a big thing, man. I'm Kyla Grogan.
And I'm Mark Elliott. And unfortunately, part of your Saturday will be taken up by looking at the skies as we have a threat of severe weather today. You know, really from the Midwest and the Ohio Valley straight on into the Northeast corridor, we're going to have that chance of severe weather.
We are. And, you know, you see the heat in some of these places, and it gives you an idea of one of the ingredients that comes together when you see the severe weather kick off. So we've really got several things all coming together at once that are leading us to, unfortunately, some very dangerous possibilities this afternoon into this evening. And Mark has more.
We have severe storms for the weekend. They're really going to be packing a punch. In fact, we can take a live look into St. Louis, where storms are going to be knocking on your doorstep. Here's a look at the arch right now. The fountain bubbling up. Not too bad yet, but that will be changing. In fact, here's some of the timing for St. Louis and why you need to be so aware of the storms. As we go through the day, it is going to be hot out there. The heat index, what it'll feel like for you, close to 110, the combination of heat and humidity. The storms will start in the late afternoon hours, sometime between 1 and 4 o'clock, with the damaging winds and hail being the biggest threats. Now, those storms will continue into the nighttime hours. If there's any good news here, it's that the tornadic threat here is fairly low, and you will clear out by sunrise. That said, the straight line winds and the hail could do enough damage, and we've already started to see the storms popping up. We have a severe thunderstorm watch until 3 o'clock in southeast South Dakota into western Iowa and portions of northeast Nebraska. And we've already seen some storms firing up outside of this area officially, but they're knocking on the doorstep. That's why that watch is in place. We can zoom in on this storm for you. And this storm, this single storm that's out there, is really packing a punch. Southern South Dakota, Hutchinson, Yankton, you have this severe thunderstorm warning until 11 a.m. And within this zone, here's why we've got the severe thunderstorm warning, right? Hail up to close to 3 inches now. Winds close to 70 miles per hour as that storm has tracked on through. And look at the lightning. This is a widespread lightning show at this point. In just the past 15 minutes, 945 different lightning strikes. So as this continues to bubble up through the day, this stretches all the way back through the Ohio Valley. Severe thunderstorms will be a threat today. We're looking at severe weather, damaging winds, large hail, isolated tornadoes. That will continue into tonight as well, with a complex of storms that just continues to push along through the nighttime hours. So a 5 out of 10 on the Torcon for central and southern Illinois, a 4 out of 10 a little bit further east, meaning a 40% chance of seeing a tornado within 50 miles, Kyla. So this is going to be a very active late afternoon and evening here at the Weather Channel.
Yes, and we see those numbers up there in that 4 range. We pay attention. We hope you do too, everybody. We are going to take a live look right now at Pittsburgh, where we are also gearing up to deal with some of the stormy weather, as all of that weather is going to track towards the east. So it means that those of you in Pittsburgh and points further towards the east need to look out for this as well. So I want to get right to it, explain to you the timing for that. And for Pittsburgh, for you, you're going to see those spotty thunderstorms show up today. And we could see some of them turn severe as we get into Saturday night. And then by Sunday, hit or miss storms as well. So it's going to be a stormy weekend. Right now, probably the best weather you're going to see over the course of the weekend, because all of this is going to start to kick in as we start to heat up today. We're taking a look right now, and you can see we don't have a lot of cloud cover over Pittsburgh. And you might think, well, that's a good thing. But you know what? The heat actually helps to kick in some of these storms. More cloud cover there over the East Coast. You can see a little rain, just some spotty showers tracking towards Philly and New York City. We're going to future track this for you. So this is Saturday at 4 p.m. Now we're going to go forward as we get into Saturday night. See that Pittsburgh? It is knocking right on your door, coming across the Ohio Valley. Then we get into the later evening, overnight hours, and it continues its track towards the east. You can see it heading down a little bit into the mid-Atlantic as well. But that's when the dangerous weather can happen, when you're sleeping. So it's important to have a way to get those warnings. Our jet stream is taking a little dive to the south here, but our low pressure system is going to start tracking east, and all that warm, moist air is coming up. And as we start to see the severe storm area, as we get into our Sunday, you can see Washington, D.C., New York City, and Boston. You are included in that, as is Pittsburgh, all the way up to Syracuse, and even into parts of southern Vermont and New Hampshire. So a lot of us need to be on the lookout tomorrow. Over to you.
Thanks, Kyla. And you know what? We are looking at the heat this weekend across the center of the country. This same cold front that's kicking off the severe weather is going to be pushing south and really dropping the temperatures. Right now, you're already close to 90 in the Dallas area. It is hot out there, right? It is really going to be a very warm day across the south. Your high temps will be near 100, 106 in Wichita, but when you factor in the humidity, it'll feel as high as 113 later today in Wichita. It'll feel like 106 in Dallas. So really cooking out there. You got to limit your outdoor time. Heat advisories and excessive heat warnings from North Texas all the way up in towards Nebraska and Missouri. So a wide swath here of really warm temperatures. 2 p.m. it'll feel like 106 in Dallas, and here in the Oklahoma City area it'll feel like 107. Kyla.
All right, thank you, Mark. Well, there's a new campaign to alert parents of the dangers of leaving a child in a hot car. It's called Where's Baby? Look Before You Lock. And it's something most parents think could never happen to them. But experts say, don't be so sure. Here's NBC's Carrie Sanders.
It's beginning to look like an epidemic, a child trapped in a hot car.
911 emergency.
A disaster is unfolding.
There's a baby in a locked car with windows closed. A real baby? Yes, crying.
This 911 call made in April in Jupiter, Florida. The call only now being released by police as statistics reveal 18 children have died from heat stroke in locked cars so far this year.
And no parents are around?
No parents. The car's not on. The windows are barely cracked. And it's almost 100 degrees outside.
The caller describes the child as a little boy in a car seat like this one, sweating and crying.
Ma'am, do you have a tire iron or something in your vehicle to go ahead and break out the rear window on the vehicle?
I can look.
As the Good Samaritan prepares to break the window, a police officer arrives. It's faint, but you can hear the officer break the window.
Okay, they just broke the window.
Okay, good.
The child's mother, 29-year-old Arlinda Wiebe, told officers, according to the police report, I was texting and my son was sleeping. I must have forgot. It was a simple mistake. The Jupiter police chief was among those first on the scene.
When I removed the child from the vehicle, he'd been obviously sweating profusely. He was very wet.
Wiebe's lawyer tells NBC News she's terribly embarrassed and doesn't want any more publicity. A judge ordered her to take parenting classes.
I relive it every day.
Unfortunately, Reggie McKinnon didn't have a Good Samaritan to intervene when 4 years ago he left his 17-month-old daughter Peyton Lynn in a parked car. She died.
There's a piece of me that died that day that Peyton did. That's the guilt that I have to deal with on a daily basis.
Now McKinnon is working to spread the message to other parents.
It does, and continues to happen to good parents. There is no demographics, rich, poor. It doesn't matter.
What does matter, he says, that it doesn't happen again to anyone. For today, Carrie Sanders, NBC News, Jupiter, Florida.
So we want to remind you that the group kidsandcars.org has a petition to the White House calling for action on the issue. They need 100,000 signatures by next month. So if you'd like to learn more about the petition, you can go to weather.com/TV.
And with all the technology in cars, you'd think that that would be something that can be built in if you get enough public outcry for it.
Yep, let's do it. It makes a difference. Let's do it.
Still to come on Weather Center Live, we've tracked the storms that are on the move, but you may need to be on the move too. The 3 things that'll keep you safe when behind the wheel in severe weather.
Plus, it's another midsummer chill out. From the beach to the bundling up, we head to the places taking the polar plunge for the second time this July.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 88. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 77. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
There's an unmistakable quality our pets bring out in us, an energy that makes us feel more human, more complete. At Petco, we think our pets should feel just as complete. It's what inspired our Complete Care philosophy that all begins with proper nutrition. Like Purina Pro Plan, nutrition that performs, offering outstanding nutrition that dogs love. It helps bring out the best in our greatest companions. Petco, the power of together.
At the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event, you can discover our gold standard of performance with the most track-tested vehicles Lexus has ever engineered, including the exhilarating IS and GS. This is the pursuit of perfection.
Let's try on a new coat, one that covers better, lasts longer, and protects us from the elements, inside and out. Let's go to the place with the best paint. Take it home for less. Then rock and roll. Let's do the one thing that changes everything. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Right now, Behr Premium Plus paint with an easy clean finish, just $23.96 a gallon.
Did you know your eyes can lose vital nutrients as you age?
That's why there's Ocuvite, to help replenish key eye nutrients. Ocuvite has a unique formula not found in your multivitamin to help protect your eye health. Ocuvite, help protect your eye health.
Nexium, the purple pill, is now available without a prescription for frequent heartburn. Get complete protection. Because the best moments in life aren't experienced from the sidelines. Now, there's nothing holding you back. This is Nexium Level Protection, the #1 prescribed acid-blocking brand, now without a prescription for frequent heartburn. Get complete protection. Nexium Level Protection.
This time of year, you just need some fertilizer with weed control and a spreader to distribute it evenly. It's not rocket horticulture.
Oh, thank you. It's not rocket grilling either, right, guys?
Getting help at Ace is like going to your neighbor.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Don't wait for awesome. Totino's Pizza Rolls get you there in just 60 seconds.
Why do you want to shop the all-new electronics department at Walmart? Because you need to take your game to the next level. So, we did too. Because you need to hear beats. To truly hear beats. Because you need GoPro cameras to go do whatever you do like a pro. Because you need to watch things here or here. We've got what you need in our new electronics department. Over 1,000 more of the latest tech products from all the best brands. The tech you want, online and in-store. Save money, live better. Walmart.
You have time to shop for car insurance today?
Yeah.
I heard about Progressive's Name Your Price tool. I guess you can tell them how much you want to pay, and it gives you a range of options to choose from.
Huh? I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What's the guest room situation?
The Name Your Price tool, making the world a little more progressive.
I took you to Dallas. Now let's head to the D of the North, the one and only Detroit, Michigan. Yeah, the Motor City. They are in line for a cool down. We're in the 70s right now. Not too bad. Our dew point's in the 60s, the low 60s, so we're feeling okay. But you know what? We're going to see cooler temperatures for Detroit and a good portion of the Midwest. Some who've been really struggling with the heat. Detroit, it's been warm, but not so bad for you. So look at this, though. Our average high is 83. By Monday, we'll be lucky to get up to 72 degrees. We'll start to climb back up on Wednesday into Thursday, but still staying well below average as our cool air from the north is taking a little vacation as it heads south, as our jet stream is on the move as we head into the early part of this week. We've seen this pattern a couple times this summer, but the big dive really means that we're going to see temperatures that are going to be below average instead of above average. So a place like St. Louis that's looking at 99 degrees today, possible triple-digit heat, they're going to be 10 to 15 degrees below average as we get into next week. And you can see 5 to 10 degrees below average for Minneapolis, Little Rock, as far south as Atlanta, as far east as New York City. So here are the temperatures on Monday. Quite pleasant in Minneapolis and Des Moines, 77, 72 in Chicago and Detroit. Indianapolis coming in at 73 degrees. In St. Louis, a 20-degree drop is in your future. Like I said, you're flirting with triple digits, but by Tuesday, your high just 79. We'll work our way into those low 80s on Wednesday for some of us, but still pretty darn nice. So Chicago, you're one of the places that will see a bit of a cool down. Today, a high of 87. By Monday, just the low 70s for you, so it might be a nice time to get outside. After all this stormy weather passes, that's what we've got to get through first. Then we get the clearer skies and the cooler temperatures. Average high in Chicago, 84. We'll get up to about 81 as we get later in the week. In St. Louis, you're the one that is really just astounding here. Today, 99 to 100 degrees will be your high. Incredibly hot weather as we got the stormy weather rolling through, dangerous storms. By the time we get to Monday, though, upper 70s for our highs. degrees and even well below that average high of 89 degrees. So, Mark, talk about a roller coaster ride for St. Louis.
Indeed, hold on tight on that one. In fact, with that severe weather coming in, the best place to be is, of course, inside. But sometimes driving is unavoidable. Chris Warren breaks down some important things to keep in mind when you get behind the wheel during wicked weather.
Severe weather and driving don't mix. If you're caught in a hailstorm, if possible, try to get out of the storm by seeking shelter in a garage or a parking structure to minimize hail damage. If you're on a highway or interstate, pull safely onto the shoulder away from any trees that could fall on your vehicle. And you should stay in the car and turn on the emergency flashers until the storm subsides. If you find yourself behind the wheel and facing a tornado, then you have to decide whether to stay in your vehicle or get out. Dr. Forbes says there are pros and cons to both.
The hazards of getting out of the car into a ditch, well, debris might fall onto you and injure you. Even the car itself might roll on top of you. Hail could hit you. You could be struck by lightning, and the heavy rain and the flooding from the thunderstorm might cause a drowning hazard there in the ditch. Staying in the car, well, there you might have the car roll and even get crushed. You could have debris flying through the windshield, so there are some hazards to that as well. The pluses are the safety factors. Getting into the ditch, most of the wind will carry most of the debris above you, so there's a safety measure there. Staying in the car, of course, the car has seat belts, it has airbags. The metal frame of the car itself will protect you from some of the debris and from the lightning as long as you crouch down. So there's pluses and minuses to each.
You can avoid this tough decision altogether by knowing the forecast and staying off the roads.
Thanks, Chris. And a lot of you will be traveling. It is a summer weekend. Lots of you hitting the roads or hitting the airways. And you know what? LaGuardia, you've got some light showers moving on through. Cloudy skies officially, but because of traffic, there's about a 30-minute delay. So you get a lot of air traffic in the New York City area, and you can get some delays. Plus, there's some clouds and showers, which certainly can't help the situation. Right now in Chicago, mostly cloudy, 84. Visibility is good, and so there aren't any delays. But you are one of those areas where severe weather could come into play later on. So we're looking at some delays in St. Louis and Indianapolis with those thunderstorms on the way as we go through the rest of the day. For those of you driving, man, I-70 could be difficult. In Columbus, afternoon storms will fire up. We can continue on I-70 towards Indianapolis, where very strong evening storms will be with you. And St. Louis, it'll be very hot. You better have that AC going. And Kyla, more storms there as well.
All right, thank you, Mark. As we get closer to the peak of hurricane season, we are not taking our eyes off the tropics. Just ahead, storm specialist Greg Postel is stopping by. He will show us what to expect from systems in the Atlantic and the Pacific. That's after your local weather on the 8s.
Introducing Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofing Stain. The seal just got better. With stain and sealer in one and easy-to-choose colors, exceptional beauty and protection have never been easier. New Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofing Stain. Available at the Home Depot.
Introducing Thompson's new line of waterproofing stains. Easy to choose, easy to use.
Hey, pal. You ready? Can you pick me up at 6:30?
I'm here.
Too late.
I'll go for 5 minutes. Move it. Killing me. You know what, Dad? I'm good.
It may be quite a while before he's ready, but our Subaru Legacy will be waiting for him.
The longest-lasting midsize sedan in its class. Introducing the all-new Subaru Legacy. It's not just a sedan, it's a Subaru.
I'm Creek Stewart, Weather Channel survival expert. Every Sunday night, we're taking 3 regular guys deep into the woods.
Are you serious?
Where we'll teach them not just to survive,
Show make fire,
but how to truly live.
Look at this caveman.
Show yourself what you're made of on Weather Channel Survival Sundays. At 9, it's So You Think You'd Survive. Then at 10, Fat Guys in the Woods. Premiering August 10th on the Weather Channel.
Are you ready?
Off the couch, into the weather.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 88. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 77. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Sonic has like every slush flavor someone could ever want.
That's right. This is basically slush headquarters.
Where sour blue raspberry plans world domination.
What? Get colorful with new Sonic slushes, now available with Nerds candy. This is how you Sonic.
Worst morning ever.
Tostasurdo.
Best morning ever.
Bom, flaky, gooey, Tostasurdo.
Break the ice with breath-freshening, cooling crystals. Icebreakers.
We fight a war against every foul pest that haunts your home. Backed by 85 years of experience and the strongest guarantee in the business, it's not exactly a fair fight. Not here, not now, not in my house. Terminix.
I will light up every room I walk into.
Olay presents the Regenerist Luminous Collection. Renews surface cells to even skin tone. In just 2 weeks, see pearlescent luminous skin. Regenerist Luminous. Olay, your best beautiful.
I will always be brilliant, never dull.
New Olay Regenerist Luminous Facial Oil with 9 lightweight oils that seal in moisture for luminous skin day or night. The perfect accessory to your luminous collection. Olay, your best beautiful.
Somewhere out there, a high-tech factory is being built, preparing to manufacture world-class products. And it's happening right here in America. At WeatherTech, American workers in American factories are creating the highest quality automotive accessories, including laser-measured, custom-fit floor liners. Order yours today at Weather.
So we're all set? Yep. With Xfinity Internet, your family can use all their devices at once. Works anywhere in the house, even the garage. Max, what's going on?
We're doing a tech startup. We're streamlining an algorithm.
What's Grandpa doing? Hi.
Shh, Grandpa, you don't want to be an intern forever. Sorry, Dad. We have to get back to work. We have a deadline. We're going public!
The fastest in-home Wi-Fi for your entire family. The X1 Entertainment Operating System. Only from Xfinity.
Comcast presents the Community Back to School Bash. Help the most vulnerable kids in Palm Beach County's Human Services System get ready to succeed in school. Your contributions will make the difference in the lives of thousands of children. Last year, the Bash provided school supplies to over 11,000 kids. To make a much-needed donation, please visit communitybacktoschoolbash.org. Help make back to school a positive experience for disadvantaged children.
$129 a year. For an agent, call 188-RAIN-914.
The Coasties are back. And Monday, the Weather Channel is the only place to find them. Coast Guard, Cape Disappointment. Monday nights at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Time now for your tropical update. And this morning, we are tracking a new tropical depression and a tropical storm. We got a lot going on.
Yeah, there is, especially in the Pacific. Dr. Greg Postel at the expert desk with all the details. Doc.
Mark and Kyla, you know, the atmosphere is trying to come alive in parts of the tropical Atlantic, even on the Atlantic side. Let's have a look at what we've got on the satellite pictures. There's a curious little swirly right down here, about 1,000 miles east of Miami, Florida. It's got that counterclockwise twirl to it and even some thunderstorms on its edges. What is that? Well, you know what? I'm not really too worried about this developing further because it is an upper level low. No sign of a circulation near the surface. I put the surface wind flow on here, and we've got basically flat east winds rolling through and high pressure nearby. So overall development with this is not likely. But it is an interesting feature that we will keep an eye on in case it brings some thunderstorms southward into parts of the Caribbean. Elsewhere in the tropical Atlantic, we got a lot more thunderstorm activity out here than we've had lately in the last few days. Part of that may have something to do with the MJO, the Madden-Julian Oscillation. We've talked about that before. That is a sort of global scale wave that rolls around the tropics. It's got a part that goes up and a part that goes down. That's a very rough analogy, of course, but the part that goes down, the descending branch of it, tends to put a lid on thunderstorm activity. It tries to suppress it, at least doesn't always do it, but it tries to. What it's doing right now, this descending branch, is leaving the scene. It's headed eastward across Africa, and it may be leaving a little window out here for development. We've got the Intertropical Convergence Zone and a couple of other things going on out here that are trying to get thunderstorms going, and they may be more successful at doing so now with the MJO heading the other way. So what we've got here now across parts of the Atlantic is an area to watch with some of those thunderstorms. One area, this area right here just off the coast of Africa, has got a 20% chance of developing into a depression or a named storm in the next 5 days. Over to the west in the Pacific, we have the upward branch of the MJO, which is doing its part in trying to promote thunderstorm development. And it's doing a heck of a job. Look at this. We've got all kinds of depressions out there. We've got Tropical Depression Genevieve moving west at 5. That will likely slide south of Hawaii over the next 5 days. And we've got another Tropical Depression 8E, which will strengthen but also remain well out to sea. Guys, back to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Postel. Hey, Weather Geeks airs this Sunday at noon. Expert host Dr. Marshall Shepard and his guest, Chief Meteorologist for the Capital Weather Gang, Jason Samenow, will talk about the polar vortex. Make sure to check out our Dr. Shepard and the rest of the Weather Geeks. It doesn't get any smarter or geekier than this.
The fair thing to say, polar vortex invades the U.S., which there were headlines that were similar to that.
I would call it a summer version of the polar vortex or a polar vortex event. You know, we have them all the time, so as Marshall said, it's not something new. But this was a notable cold air outbreak with its roots inside the circumpolar vortex.
Isn't this part of the too much information, what we're talking about earlier? Well, you get a buzzword that's not exactly what's going on, but it sounds cool.
Yeah, we got this. This was somewhat of a beast of social media, which we've been talking about all night. I think Andrew Friedman and perhaps you picked up on this and grounded in solid meteorology, but I think it went off into some places that I was a little worried about it going into when we hear people referring to it as a tornado of cold air.
So if you love talking about the weather, this is the show for you. Weather Geeks, tomorrow at noon Eastern Time, right here on the Weather Channel.
Okay, so did you hear football is back?
I did.
NFL teams across the country are hitting the practice fields this weekend, including the Falcons getting down to business about an hour north of Atlanta.
Yeah, and this year's team really feeling the pressure and feeling the heat right now. Temperatures expected to stay in the 90s for the next couple of days. Falcons coming off a 4-12 year, so maybe they need that training in the heat.
Well, you know, it's a tough one, though. I mean, look at these temperatures. If we take a look at Flowery Branch, by the way, the name of the town where their training camp is, 92 today, 94 tomorrow, and there is humidity here in Atlanta. We can attest to that personally.
Absolutely. It's going to be tough. In all that gear and running, they're going to need water breaks, that's for sure. And speaking of humidity, today you could see storms popping up in that humidity in your area with the chance of severe weather increasing through the day.
Yeah, we are tracking the threat from the Midwest into the East this weekend. See where the worst weather is expected and when.
Plus, do you know what to do if storms are set to hit in the middle of the night? We give you those tips next.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible. High 88. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 77. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Coming up on Weather Center Live, severe weather across much of the Midwest. Who will get hit the hardest, when, and how it will impact your weekend.
And an EF0 tornado packing 80-mile-per-hour winds tore through Florida, flipping 2 small planes and damaging a hangar at this air park. Could more be on the way?
Plus, speaking of severe weather, It can strike at any time and any place. Would you know what to do when the alarm sounds in the middle of the night while you're sleeping? Details this hour. Welcome into Weather Center Live. I'm Mark Elliott.
And I'm Kyla Grogan, and we're glad to have you here because we need to make sure you have a heads up on some potentially severe weather coming this weekend. So we want to start by taking a live look at St. Louis, one of the places seeing incredible heat today and also the potential for very dangerous weather this weekend.
Yeah, severe clear right now, but that's the atmosphere priming up. It's getting ready. That heat is building in. The atmosphere will be bubbling up. And you know what? Severe weather certainly a possibility this afternoon. Damaging winds, large hail, all a possibility in St. Louis later on.
That's right. So we want to get right to it right now and get over to our storm specialist, Dr. Greg Postel, who has more.
Thanks, guys. You know, we're watching right now a huge cluster of thunderstorms over southeastern South Dakota that is producing quite a bit of severe weather. Let's have a look at the satellite pictures and show you where we are. Not too far away from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Here's a look at the storms on radar. These are unmistakably big storms that have some severe thunderstorm warnings with them. This warning in particular for Clay and Yankton counties until 11:45 a.m. Central Time has been producing. This storm has been producing very large hail over baseball sized. We've had reports, and the radar estimates 3-inch sized hail moving very close to Yankton, South Dakota. And we've had reports earlier in Douglas County, South Dakota, where a roof was blown off a church. So this is not only a big hail producer, but it's got some high winds with it. And I think that cluster of storms is going to roll south-southeastward across this severe thunderstorm watch area over the next several hours, and then probably weaken as we move through the afternoon hours as it moves southward toward places in southern Nebraska and northern Kansas, kind of down in here, maybe not getting far away from the Omaha area. So if you live in Omaha or Sioux City, be on the lookout for that cluster of storms off to your north. It may be riding southward pretty quickly. Later on today, we're going to see new storm development out here, in part related to a little subtle disturbance in the mid-levels of the atmosphere that is going to be moving that way, and it is going to be lifting the atmosphere out ahead of it and helping to produce big storms atop an atmosphere that's going to be very unstable. Look at some of these forecasted dew points. 77 in Champaign, Illinois. Mid-70s will be common across the region with temperatures well into the 90s. It's going to be wicked unstable, guys, and we got a lot of strong winds aloft. With that in mind, we have torcons of 4 and 5 across the region. That gives us a chance for some tornadoes, but I do think that the biggest threat today will be the high winds, and they could be really high with all that jet stream energy available. 6 or 7 o'clock tonight, we'll see thunderstorms begin to develop across parts of the Midwest and roll eastward and converge and merge into an MCS, mesoscale convective system, with lots of wind across parts of Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, and even West Virginia all through the night. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Dr. Postel. You know what? That MCS through the night, well, it eventually gets all the way to the East Coast. Here's a live look at New York City, where you're really in for a summertime weekend, right? No problems right now, but the humidity is going to be on the increase. Pop-up storms a potential. The storm chance really ramping up for the Northeast Corridor late Sunday into Monday. So yet again, more storms for the Northeast Corridor. In Philadelphia, for example, look, just some clouds for the rest of today, but later on tonight and into Sunday, here come the popcorn storms again. It's that time of year, right? You're used to summertime thunderstorms. For now, this high pressure zone is protecting us from the biggest weather. That might slide south of us here in the Mid-Atlantic. We've got some of these high clouds, some morning showers, but that should be the end of it for today. That said, it's not the end of it for the long run. As we go through the day, we've cleared out the East Coast, but look back towards the Ohio Valley. All this red, that's severe weather, and it's coming your way. We've got the jet stream that's kind of the conveyor belt for our storm systems. Within this, an area of low pressure forms, and we'll be pushing basically right to here by the time we get into Sunday into Monday. Out ahead of it, the moisture's coming up. The humidity will be on the increase. You'll be able to feel the air just by stepping outside, and that combination means severe weather. Boston, New York, Philly, D.C., as far back towards the west as Pittsburgh and Cleveland, severe weather for tomorrow. By Monday, scattered storms still with us. This is the front itself coming on through. That will clear you out. It will bring down the temperatures a little bit, but not before we see that chance of severe weather. So today in New York, mostly dry, and enjoy the day even as we are going to see the humidity on the increase, because by tonight, maybe some showers or storms. Not severe yet tonight, Kyla, but tomorrow, big winds and hail possible in the Big Apple.
All right, thank you, Mark. Well, let's head now to Oklahoma, Norman, Oklahoma, to be specific. That would be the home of the Sooners. Taking a look at the university right now, 91 degrees. We've gone up 5 degrees in the last hour. Dew point about 70. It is hot and it is sticky. We are looking for these temperatures to climb to the triple digits today. The central part of the country is heating up this weekend, and boy, oh boy, it's all courtesy of the high pressure that is large and in charge, and our jet stream that's staying well to the north. So we're going to see highs 5 to 10 degrees above average in Oklahoma, up to Kansas, down to Texas, places like Dallas and Abilene. Take a look at today. Here's the heat: 103 in Roswell, New Mexico, 102 in Oklahoma City, 106 in Wichita, triple digits there in Dallas. These are the dew points, though, and goodness, look at Little Rock, 73. That is going to feel awfully sticky. This is what it feels like today when we get up to our highs because of the humidity. In Oklahoma City, it's going to feel like 111. Take a look at Kansas, Garden City, 117. In Dallas, it will feel like 108 degrees today. So for good reason, we've got a lot of heat advisories up to tell you about, all the way from Kansas right down to Texas. Oklahoma City, that includes you, and an excessive heat warning for those of you in Tulsa. Take a look at this. This is your feels like temperature run as we go through the afternoon here. Mark, it is a hot one. Be careful out there, everybody.
Yeah, that might be an understatement. Brutal out there. And you know what? We've been in the hit or miss showers in the southeast. It should be a break for the weekend, but a wet start to the work week once again. We'll show you where those showers move in. And speaking of rain, another cold front on the way through the plains, so those showers will come back, but so will the temperatures. They're going to be dropping. Details next.
Hershey's Spreads. Bring the delicious taste of Hershey's chocolate to anything. Everything. With Hershey's Spreads, the possibilities are delicious.
Huh. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that.
Well, did you know that words really can hurt you?
What?
Jesse, don't go! Jesse, no!
I'm sorry, Daisy, but I'm a loner, and a loner's gotta be alone.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Jesse?
Here's to the man who truly is the best of us.
Who really has the key to the city? With best-in-class payload and best-in-class cargo capacity and an unsurpassed powertrain warranty, you run the town. The all-new Ram ProMaster. Guts, glory, Ram.
Hundreds of amateur astronomers gather at Cherry Springs to catch a glimpse of the stars in the Milky Way. They turn to the Weather Channel forecast to find clear skies and low humidity for the best views of the cosmos.
Currently in our area, 86 degrees under cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms. High 85. Chance of rain 30%. Tonight, a stray thunderstorm or two this evening. Otherwise, partly cloudy. Low 77. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Drops you into nature's deadliest predicaments and asks, so you think you'd survive? Oh my God! Premiering Sunday, August 10th at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Are you sure we should take this billboard down?
People find out State Farm does car loans as well as they do insurance. Our bank is through.
Good point. Grab an edge.
Look, there's 2 guys on the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
No, for real, there's 2 dudes on the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
Breaking news from the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
Seeing 2 men that have climbed the Borrow Better banking sign.
Gentlemen, please get down from the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign. Bill, get the hose.
Okay, he's getting the hose.
All right, let's go.
Talk to a State Farm agent about car loans that can save you hundreds. That's borrowing better.
Driving on wet roads is dangerous. So, before you get behind the wheel, go to weather.com/DDI and check the driving difficulty index. Brought to you by Subaru. Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
I'm Mona.
I'm Beth.
And we raced around the world on a reality show.
You may know us. We were the Roller Derby Moms.
And our families are super competitive. So when we heard Walmart's clothes were better than ever, we had to put them to the test.
I love that the clothes can stand up to the kids, and this Avia line is awesome.
We're pretty tough, and these clothes are really keeping up with us.
Fit, style, performance. Discover the look of quality backed by our satisfaction guarantee. Available at Walmart and Walmart.com. Save money, live better. Walmart.
Yeah, that's a funnel cloud.
Oh, that's a funnel cloud, all right. In fact, an EF0 tornado was confirmed, packing 80-mile-per-hour winds moving across Florida yesterday. Not only did it scare residents, but it also flipped 2 small planes and damaged part of the hangar at the Edgewater Air Park. So the tornado itself only lasted about 2 to 3 minutes, and nobody was hurt. But this tornado spun to life when the prevailing winds collided with the sea breeze. Gave it a little extra oomph, a little bit of extra spin there for those thunderstorms, and so that was what the result was. And you know what? Storms are still going to be a factor as we go through the rest of today. Right now across Florida, here's the wide view for you, and this is the sea breeze already pushing inland. We're going to have another one coming in from the other side of the state, and scattered storms are going to be featured. So a bit of a radar tour here from south to north. We start off down towards Fort Lauderdale. Here's Pembroke Pines up towards Boca. If you're traveling up I-95, you're going to run right up into one of those storms. We slide towards Tampa Bay. Some of these storms moving inland away from Tampa Bay towards Lakeland. If you're traveling I-4, maybe the Florida Turnpike, you will run into some of that stormy weather. We're also looking up towards the I-10 corridor with some scattered storms, and into next week with another front sagging south. Well, I-10 and Florida, you're still going to be in this soggy pattern. Kyla.
All right, thank you. Well, let's head to Wichita, where we are in the mid-80s, but you're under a heat advisory because we're heading up to 103 today. Unbelievable temperatures right now in the Southern Plains in Wichita, Kansas. You're one of them. You can't really see the heat there yet, right? But you can certainly start to feel it as it's pretty balmy. Stormy weather, though, is ahead for the Southern Plains. So we're going to see a difference in temperatures. Now, Dallas, they are flirting with that 98, 99 degree mark as a high today. But when the storms come through, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, cools us down by Thursday, a high of just 79 degrees. So the trade-off is we've got the stormy weather coming as our cold front drops into the deep south, really heading down south here, meeting up with all of that warm, moist air as we've got a front that stalls out over the region. So we get warm, moist air, we get cool air coming together, we get thunderstorms. So this is Tuesday from Amarillo to Austin over to Houston, including those of you in the Big D, Dallas. You're going to see some stormy weather all throughout your work week this week. You can see on Wednesday it moves to Houston and Oklahoma City. By Thursday, heading right on over into Louisiana, including those of you in Shreveport. So you will need your umbrella this week, no doubt about it. Rain coming to this part of the country, though, not a bad thing necessarily because we've got drought conditions in some spots. So you can see Oklahoma, parts of Oklahoma will get 3 to 5 inches, but 1 to 2 for most of us in this area. Oklahoma City, look at that temperature drop from 99 on Sunday to low 70s on Wednesday, Mark.
And now look at the haboob on this one. I mean, any excuse to say haboob on TV.
What if you get too haboob?
I'll leave that to you, Kyla. Check this out, though. This is in Arizona. The monsoon season kicks up the winds, and then that wind kicks up the dust, and you have these huge walls of dust clouds coming. They're called haboobs, believe it or not, and you can only see about a half mile at a time through this one. If you're in one of these, pull over. You do not want to drive through this. And you know what? That monsoon season's still going full force. So we are going to still have that chance of monsoonal storms here across the Southwest right on through the next 7 days. We're also watching the severe weather from the Midwest today to the Ohio Valley and the Mid-Atlantic tomorrow. This will be ushering in the cooler temperatures, so low to mid-70s here, Minneapolis to Chicago, but a kind of a soggy I-95 on Monday. By Tuesday, that cold front gets stuck along I-10, so the southeast remains soggy. And look at all this monsoonal moisture. We're really going to be feeling that. Scattered storms Tuesday into Wednesday here across the southwest. More details on the tropics coming up next.
In the nation, the safest feature